We shall now go on to our next very interesting case to be shown by Dr. Rajiv Choudhary, who's another doyen in phacoemulsification and director of Rajas Eye and Retina Research Center, Indore. And let's watch his video.
Good afternoon. This is an interesting case of posterior polar cataract with pre-existing tear. You can see the large tear with a soft cataract. So now challenge is there whether we should go from anterior side or we do it first from the posterior side, do the vitrectomy, but we try to do from the anterior side. This staining is done so that the capsule remain available. This may be a place for putting the intraocular lens. Gentle rhexis, mid-size. Cataract is soft. We know that we should not do hydrodissection, but the material is cheesy. So we try gentle cortical cleaning from the rim of the anterior capsule. You can see very gentle so that we can catch hold of the cortex. Very gentle, not, and then soft, keeping the bottle height low. Now keeping the probe direction horizontal so that we should not accidentally catch up the vitreous. Gradually loosening from each side one by one, then from other side, gentle. No jerky movement. We know that there is a big rent and that it should not fall down. Otherwise, it will increase the time of surgery. Here is the rent visible, so we have gone opposite to that. Our aim is to remove the cataract. We have to do the vitrectomy, we know, but try to remove the cortex. Now we see that we are holding some of the vitreous, so we remove this. We are holding, so we removed, and due to put the tricot. Did the antivitrectomy, clear all the vitreous. Now question is where to put the lens. We saw that there is on the sufficient posterior capsule available on the right side, and there is on the two rim, this capsule is visible. Injected viscoelastic between the anterior capsule rim and posterior capsule. Put the 3-piece lens and posterior loop remain outside, so that gently move inside and try to guide the lens in the bag, remaining part of the bag, because half of the bag is gone. One loop is out in an antechamber. So with the help of spatula guiding between anterior capsule and posterior capsule, you can see that there is sufficient capsule is there, and we are able to finish the surgery with keeping the. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Rajiv, but I have a few queries here, and I would want the expert panels also to comment on this. Now, when you are doing using IA to do this 360-degree cortical aspiration, it is going to take a little time. So there is always a possibility of the anterior vitreous phase breaking up and vitreous prolapse happening.
Yeah.
So that
we
was
anticipated
a challenge. Yeah.
We
So there's a-
anticipated, that's what we are doing, gentle, slowly removing the cortex.
Yeah, but
Because and
what else
rent
could
was
have
there,
been
it was
alternative
vitreous.
approach to it?
Yeah.
What could have been the alternate way of dealing with?
Another approach is you should go from pars plana, remove the, but in that case, you have to do the large vitrectomy. The chances of cortex falling down, and
Yeah.
then you have to do full vitrectomy is much more.
Yes. Yes.
In this
so
also, there is a possibility that
Yes.
some of the portion of the cortex go down.
Yes.
But we try to maneuver from first anterior side so that we can save the rest of the trauma of the surgery.
Yeah, but the other thing was that PCR was fairly large. Why couldn't you have done an optic capture, and why did you take so much trouble about placing that IOL in the bag with such small remnant capsule there? Posterior
No, the capsule on the right side is very strong, and then the left side also there was a two large rim was there, which you saw that I with
Yes.
spatula I was guiding. So
Yes.
it was sufficient large, and optic capture is that was not done because that posterior capsule support was not there. So if the capsule give the pressure, it may fall down.
I wouldn't agree. Dr. Namrata, Dr. Ramurthy.
No,
And,
I think a capture could have been done. It is possible, but I think the way sir managed was also really
wonderful.
very well. And
Because
the second-
if you do the capture, one side that capsule support is less.
Why?
no,
Posterior capsule suppose, and because it is three-piece
anterior
lens.
capture, sir,
It is
Anterior
three.
of the capture we are talking.
Anterior
not
capture.
Posterior. Posterior
that
you
is
can't
that.
do.
anterior optic capture, and I think what Dr. Chitra was also meaning to say that if you do bimanual, you probably would get to the
That is
cortex.
one of the option that you can go from the posterior side and remove the full cortex.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I think it was a excellent demonstration of very skillful surgery.
Yes.
Such fragments of posterior capsule, you managed to get a three-piece lens onto it. But he
Yes.
had a very nice, well-centered rexus.
Yes.
And I think most of us would have preferred to go in for a three-piece lens in the sulcus with an optic capture, because that's a much more easier way of doing it, and would also ensure long-term stability. And there's no need to even play with the power of the intraocular lens that you are implanting, simply because it's going to be behind the rexus and you can implant the same power. So, but amazing surgery. But I think most of us would have done a three-piece lens in the sulcus with an optic capture. in that situation.
Because that's easier to do as compared to what sir
Compared to
did,
what
which
he
is much
did.
more
Yes.
difficult.
Very challenging case, and you really amazing. It was the way you stripped the soft nucleus out. It was definitely a huge learning. But it was only one other thing I wanted to ask was, if you've had this kind of an experience in this eye, the other eye, if the posterior capsule doesn't appear to have dehazed yet, would you advise early cataract surgery in those eyes? Have any of you would have thought of it? Largely, all of us do one eye and within a short period do the other eye. But in this particular instance, even if the other eye had a very early cataract, would you all want to do early surgery?
Definitely, it should be done.
Should be done. Yes.
Most of us.
Any other comments from the expert panel before we go on to our next speaker?
I just thought that going with the bimanual in this sort of statement, I have done few of these. I would go for the irrigation on site.
I can't hear you clearly.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah.
Yes.
So do a bimanual, do the irrigation this side, and then aspirate a little bit one quadrant or a part, and then put viscoat to push that posterior capsule or the anterior vitreous space, because here the vitreous had not come. So step by step, probably a bimanual approach from one side, then go for the other, using viscoat as a tamponade every time, get it. I think we could get it in a better way. That's all. Instead of the mono.
We used to use the viscot for protection of the fragment going down, but because this was the very soft cataract and attached to the posterior capsule, suppose we try to push the lens matter may also go down with the viscot. That's why we avoided.
Yeah. 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 Definitely a very challenging case. Very well done, Dr. Rajiv. So I should say we have seen 7 very interesting